Digitization simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate two systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repository, where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the analytic build process to eliminate technical friction, making it easier for everyone in your organization to get the exact data they need securely. The best part? All of this can be done without relying on overburdened IT teams. D. Brown Consulting offers consultancy services in building, reporting, and analytics systems. As Microsoft Gold partners, we offer business process automation solutions with no-code and low-code applications, chatbots, and robotic process automation engines, and financial modeling services. We visualize our reports, dashboards, and analytics using the principles defined by the International Business Communication Standards, IBCS. The use of standardized notation eliminates ambiguity and ensures consistency in the design of your visualizations for more effective data storytelling. Are you looking to achieve more with your data? Contact us today. Visit dbrownconsulting.net.
Welcome once again
Hello, I'm David Okeode, Visible Instructor at Kavis Cloud, 4 times Microsoft MVP, and author of multiple books on cloud security. I would like to speak with you about our courses at Kavis Cloud. First, we are cloud security focused. We maintain an unbiased stance towards vendors, and we cut through all the typical marketing jargon in many trainings out there. We help you to understand things as they really are. The second thing that's unique about our courses is that we are multi-cloud focused. Our multi-cloud security courses covers the top 3 public cloud platforms out there: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Our instructors are not just trainers, they are seasoned professionals with real-world experience. The third reason is that our training modules are designed to provide practical hands-on experience. Our courses are packed full of hands-on labs that you find engaging and interesting. And finally, our prices are the best out there. I encourage you to check out our upcoming courses on our website and also testimonials from our students. See you soon at www.kaviscloud.com.
Yeah, welcome once again to today's event, which will be a day we're going to look at something phenomenal around the world, and that is a program that how we can build, and especially for the community, can be effective for us to use. And today we have the opening speech or the keynote by the organizers, and we're shortly going to do that. But before we do the keynote, we'd like to introduce Tosin. Tosin is one of the speakers, and because we had a little bit issue in earlier today, we could not start by 5 p.m. because of a restream issue, but we have been able to solve that technical problem. So it needs to come up and take up his presentation. However, I'll just take a little intro to the program. It's the program is called AgentCamp, and AgentCamp is synonymous to the new AI drive that we have around the world. And this is like bringing closer to the community and ensuring that the community can have a reliable source of truth in terms of how we can develop applications that are really working towards improving our activity, especially from a prototype to a realistic product. And um, Tosi is going to guide us to lay the foundation. Then, after laying the foundation, we're going to quickly go into the keynotes. And after the keynote, we now the agents create together, and we're going to end our and can entertain questions. So, Tosi, you can go start. I can take my screen off if you are ready. Are you serious?
Okay.
Yes.
I will share my screen now.
Stop sharing mine.
Okay, so please let me know when you can see my screen.
Yeah, you can see it.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Tosin Ojo, and I'm super excited to be here today to talk about building and launching AI agents, how to build and launch an AI agent fast. Thank you to the organizer of this event. Thank you to Mr. Shei and everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. And like I said, I'm excited to be sharing what I know about how to and build AI agent fast. But first, I just to have a more like a brief about what AI agent is, and talk about some ecosystem, Microsoft ecosystem that enables AI agents development and deployment. And we talk about from production to even deployment, yeah. And we also talk about the benefit of it and how can we even launch fast. That's what we'll be talking about. So, we know AI has moved from simple conventional systems to intelligent agentic systems capable of reasoning, interacting with tools, and executing actions in enterprise environments. The modern AI agent is more than a chatbot, so it is a system that can interpret human intention, plan multi-step workflow, call external tools, maintain virtual states, and so on and so forth, and give an actionable output. In the enterprise context, building such system efficiently, securely, and scale requires integrated ecosystem. So that's why we were talking that we're using Microsoft as a typical example. And Microsoft provides one of such ecosystem that have the GitHub Copilot, which I know many of us we might have used before or have idea of it. If you have not used, even if you have not used GitHub before, you must at one point or the other have an idea of using Copilot either in your Microsoft Word or in any way, even your PowerPoint is integrated. But we're talking about GitHub Copilot, Azure AI Foundry, and the MCP, which is the Model Context Protocol, all hosted and governed within Microsoft Azure. At its core, AI agent is composed of four essential components. That's how I describe it. I put it into generally four components. I put it as a reasoning engine, the two-layer orchestration layer, and memory. That is optional. The reasoning engine, which is the large language model, is the first layer, and the second layer is the two-layer, and the third layer is the orchestration layer. Now, the orchestration layer is simply a structure base that can help you, that can trigger an action. I can make it flow, or when to stop, when to run, when to store, when to pick up, when to, how it should be. The reasoning layer, typically a GPT class model or a large language model, interprets intent, interprets user input, plan the step, fulfill a request, and generate outputs. Yeah, so I would just want to go straight to explaining what before I go into explaining the some other jargons around it. I don't want to get so much the jargon. So what are AI agents? AI agents are smart applications that use language models to understand what you need and then take action to help you. They can answer questions, make decisions, complete tasks. What makes agents special is that they remember your conversation and can actually do things, not just chat with you like a chatbot. AI just goes beyond traditional apps. And I've seen so then we lead into explaining a difference between our traditional automation and agentic automation, agentic AI or agentic workflow, um, or agentic automation. Let me put it that way. For traditional workflow or traditional automation that we know, it is rule based. So a typical example which which is relatable, I can use to explain might be more like a conditional formatting in Microsoft Excel, or using functions in Excel. So using if statements, the likes, if this da da da, then do this, or writing even a function, a simple function in Python, writing a function or if statements, um, trying to write some sort of code that is rule based. So if this is this, then you do this. Those ones are traditional automation system. But however, we have to, and that's the first layer in building of an agent. Because in the first layer, you have your inputs, then you give it to large language model, then to give an output without necessarily reasoning so much about it, without necessarily trying to put its own or trying to work around it. It has a rule, so it will just work within that rule and give it a response. But with agents now, you give a context of what you want to generate. So, for example, you want the agent to manage your calendar. So basically, it might be when it sees it will rank the calendar to see if it is um, it will rank the calendar and see if the calendar is whatever is in calendar, if it is important, if it's less important, and decide if it should be rejected or accepted, yes or no. So that is the concept of modern agentic AI or AI agents anyway. And this will now, for us to build so AI agent is the combination of LLM with two layer, orchestration layer and memory. It understands intents, access to more like API, your database, and any other tool that you want to use, maintain context and execute action autonomously. Now, uh, we are now moving from the traditional system to autonomous, to modern automation now. and it's required that we have the agent understand intent, action, plan, and execute tasks. So typical Microsoft AI ecosystem, I put it into four. The ecosystem, I put it into like four. Development, AI infrastructure, tool protocol, cloud hosting. So I added the cloud hosting to it because everything has to be hosted. The Copilot, GitHub Copilot, which we have a demonstration of it during the demo session. We'll demonstrate some of them will be demonstrated. The GitHub Copilot works as the development layer. Your AI infrastructure is your Azure AI Foundry. And Azure AI Foundry, so let me start with GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot plays a pivotal role in accelerating the development of AI agents. It is an AI-powered coding assistant embedded in popular IDEs like the Visual Studio Code, capable of generating context-aware code, scaffolding APIs, producing tests, and even suggesting architectural patterns. Copilot does not merely autocomplete code. So because in the early days of Copilot, we meant, or for the way it is used is to autocomplete. So when you're writing your code, it just autocomplete. But actually, for a GitHub Copilot, the idea is not for it to autocomplete your code. It can understand entire files and project structure. So I can understand your structure of your. So if you are writing, or you're creating an API, you're creating an API, for example, or you are trying to create a. Let me use an API anyway. So you have different layers to it. You have created your app structure, your project structure. You want this function to be this function to be this function to be this one, right? You are writing in an OOP structure, right? So your GitHub Copilot understands the project developers create endpoints, define tools, schemas, and manage structured data responses. For example, developer may write a comment such like, for example, create a fast API endpoint that integrates Azure OpenAI using function calling. So the endpoint should validate input and return structured JSON. In that way, the Copilot understand that. So the Copilot generates a fully scaffolded Python endpoint, including the request validation, the large language model API calls, the schema, and even error handling. But however, Copilot effectiveness is contingent is basically more on structured well-defined prompting, and this will be what will lead us to understanding how prompt engineering or good prompting add up to launching and building AI fast. We understand the concept of the layers, we understand your Azure Foundry, you understand every other thing, you understand the ecosystem, the system flow, you understand it. However, you still need to have a good prompt engineering, good engineering knowledge. And before I go rush into that, I want to talk a little bit about AI Foundry. Azure AI Foundry provides enterprise infrastructure for hosting, orchestrating, and managing AI agents. Very abstract complexity of model deployment, prompt flow management, multi-step agent orchestration, monitoring, evaluation, and even governance. It exposes foundation model through managed endpoints, enables developers to define workflows that include multiple tools, calls, reasoning, and support evaluation pipelines for quality control, and cost monitoring. So one of the critical, so that said, ensure AI Foundry integrates seamlessly with Azure security and compliance capability, which includes role-based access, network isolation, identity management, and auditing. Now that will now take me to explain how to prompt Copilot effectively, fundamental to launching fast. We have to, in launching fast, in having an effective system, we have to be specific, define tasks clearly, provide context, use comment and quote text, step-based prompting, define models, tools, orchestration step by step, and schema first, define constraints, so which all I've explained earlier. And yeah, so in conclusion, just to wrap it up, fast agent development workflow. The step one is ideation. You need to identify small, valuable tasks the agent can automate. So you map it, inputs, process, what will happen in the processing, and the output. The prototype, use GitHub Copilot for fast coding. Then integrate AI, use Azure Open AI service. Fine tune only if necessary. Pre-train model often suffice. And step four is connect to. So use MCP, which is the model context protocol, to link the agent teams. For example, that's a typical example of it, to Teams, Outlook, SharePoint, and other Microsoft apps. Enable agents to act autonomously within workflow, test, and launch. And the whole idea of all this is that to test and to launch your AI agent fast, to test it, you have is having using all the systems, using all the components that are available onto us, the the reasoning engine, which is the LLM, using your GitHub Copilot to your help, and testing even with as simple as your testing with email, testing with test with email, Google Team, I mean Microsoft Teams, can test points and so on and any other thing. So on this note, I would just want to recap. AI agent is LLM plus orchestration plus structured to access, GitHub Copilot, accelerate development. So that is one major aspect I want to emphasize on, using GitHub Copilot as accelerator as a tool to accelerate your agent building. Azure AI Foundry provides scalable infrastructure. MCP ensures deterministic and secure operations. And structured agentic AI is the future of enterprise automation. So on this note, I would like to stop here and give the floor to Jay. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening. I'll still be here.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Twin. And laying the foundation of what we want to do is to be able to understand the key role that AI, especially this methodology, and how it can enhance and establish quite a lot of inbuilt development, especially with MCP, irrespective of where you are calling from through an API, to be able to address like distribution of your data site, and etc. So we're going to go on, have a little brief intro from the organizer, and that is the global community, what the AgentCamp is all about. So I'll play this video shortly. Bear with us. I'll share this with audio now so that we can also see. I'm going to this time around it will allow audio to be able to have audio there. Okay, so I'm going to just listen and let's hear from the organizer, which is in collaboration with my AgentCamp. Is a way by which AI is being democratized across the world, and this is a very very important streamline the way we use AI. And fortunately for us, we're having one in Nigeria where we're going to hear what the global organizer wants us to know. Sorry. And this kind of that I'm online and you are saying that into the yeah. Welcome back, everyone. That is a delightful remark from Microsoft, the major sponsor of this event. However, we go ahead to look at some other things that was those that were mentioned. One thing I took out of the whole keynote is that we are in the age that there is an opportunity for us. And one of the opportunities is that those things that look very, very regimental, very, very difficult to achieve, instead of building a solution all through that particular sequence, you can actually use AI to solve it. And that tells us that we are at the point where we need to thinking out of the box, because opportunity is right there, and ways to be able to achieve this opportunity is also there. Then how can we overcome all these obstacles that we see in businesses that is around us, small business, big businesses? What can we do to make it very, very, at least instrumental to change and to time and to variety? So, bringing these camp together, we are three of us. I met we had a slight difficulty with with um, with the timing, and also with the stream we have some technical problems. However, what we want to look at, which Tosin has started, he has started building us to look at what is MCP, what is agent. So we're going to go further. If Wale can still join us, we're going to go on further to look building and launching an agent fast using Microsoft Foundry, now built on GitHub, and using what we call AI, which is a new kit that have been embedded for development solution like our Visual Studio Code and also our GitHub. So in general, what are we saying? What we are saying now is that solution building, application rollout is making some transition from just all of us using it as a demonstration to us making it a practicable, usable solution that we can roll out even in our small businesses. And that is the capture for me. So let's look at the solution generally. The solution we want to look at before we go into the demo. Now, the solution is about a customer, which is called Bruno. He wants to have a way by which is actually into real estate, and real estate development has increased over the year. A lot of things have been coming up. Maybe you are out there and you are looking at a way by which you want to invest your time and your ability into one area that people had been shying away from, but it's a massive mine of area that you can easily make business, and you can thrive, because land generally doesn't go down, it doesn't wear out, it's always appreciating. And for us in Africa, we have seen over time that several areas has turned into real estate venture. We can see a lot of real estate company coming in, and this particular customer called Bruno wants to know how his product can get to him, not conventional way. For example, if I want to buy furniture now in a conventional way, I can just quickly go to the store, and I might use the whole day roaming around and taking time look at what I in terms of my table, my furnitures, the way the glass is. Why do I save that time by using a solution that can capture what I have? I just need to send a picture to this particular AI solution and can give me a description of what I want. Now this is for like app developer. Is the one that look at ways by which it can solve Bruno's problem, and we can see the different dimension at which they are coming from. Bruno probably sits in the UK, and Folake sits in Nigeria here, and this is an opportunity for him. How do I make AI to reason properly? Do I use this solution that make this customer that anytime he wants to buy anything at home, wherever he's in the world, how do he connect to this solution and buy from him? And this is the task that Folake has. And Folake has been thinking over, how do I make it happen? and the solution is right here. Now, so for like a look at a solution called Bala. Bala is an AI intelligent customer facing agent. Now, this is why we're going to bring a lot of things in. One of the things we're bringing here is I pray you to finish through with the demo. One of the things we're bringing here is a connection of the AI application, which is the intelligent solution, and ability to have it on a multimodal system that talk to several databases. And this is what Tosin said about MCP, where you can actually get access to product details. And the product here that we're going to look at is Bala Shopify Store. Bala Shopify Store. And Bala Shopify Store is a store that Folake has through his establishment. It's a free Shopify store which is integrated with MCP so that the product can easily be looked at. Now, having rolled out this, let's now look at the way we're going to look at this solution. Now, we are not coming from the point of just demonstrating and doing what we call a prototype. We are coming with the mindset that we want to start developing solution creatively that can eventually be rolled out as a product, just like what you hear Donald and Anki was saying. A lot of our venue is coming up with AI, a lot of opportunity that is spreading out just in time for us. If we want to take this particular AI revolution to the next level, let's think out of the box. How do I create solution that can solve my small business problem? How can I, as a medical doctor, organize myself in a way I can have a way by which my application can talk to so many databases and I can have an organized system? Now, all these things is what we stated. The first thing we're going to look at is to look at the new injection that AI is bringing called Generation AI Operation System, which if you are built, you are used to development. That's what we call DevOps. Now, the operation of the generative AI operation system is a system by which it goes through the cycle of what we just did now. We concept what the problem is, we design it, we create it, then we deploy it. Then meeting this needs a lot of understanding. Now, Microsoft injecting through GitHub now called the AI Toolkit, where just I will show you the difference. What you can do in Azure AI Foundry, you can also use the same AI Copilot on GitHub to do it. Now, what do I mean? You can have the essence of the problem of Bruno, and half of it, which is our AI expert here, she's going to go to different model, and with model, she will look at thinking up essence of this model can change the landscape at which solution can be developed. So you will try several models, compare them. Is it GP Mini, Nino? Is it Cloud API or Grok? You look at this API model, compare it, and give you an holistic information about it, stating the obvious, the costs, what you need to do, I need to go about it. The GitHub give you that foundation. Now, after that foundation is built for you, you now begin to design. You already know what to look after in terms of the model, in terms of the cost, in terms of how the time needs for you to build it. Then after you have evaluated that, after you have getting that decision made, you now begin to look at monitoring this system. That is where evaluation is. You evaluate what is happening, you look at the response, and you create a prototype. And that prototype will now migrate from just what you have on your laptop into a real-time product that can be shipped to your customers. Now take this dive. Now, the first thing before we go into the practical, we're going to look at some form of demo, which will take us into custom days. Now, app development as is changing in terms of the landscape. We are seeing a lot of changes from the modern app that we are used to, and we are seeing things that are more taking us away from contemporary writing codes, um, building features around what we do in an application, and testing it as you go through it. And all these things are steps you take in order to build application in the past. However, we are seeing the need to look at intelligence infused into our app development, and that means is bringing us to the place of they call it fortune telling, probability. How do I ensure I can have an influence into what my customer wants, how he wants to have it, how to solve the problem by simply writing what we call a prompt instead of a code. The prompt now generate the code necessary, then you create the agent and you evaluate it instead of testing. So we can see a change in and this evolution that is coming around us with AI involving as the major landmark. And that brings us to what we call the acronym for software development, mimic of it is called DevOps. And in AI, we have what we call Gen AI development cycle. Now, life cycle, which starts from first of all getting the concept, business need. What do my customer need? What are they doing outside the core office that I can bring in that simplify their process? And once you have that need in mind, you now design it. And design now brings you into how you now what we call your theory. What and what should I put in? How do I find the right model to make this happen? So we are not just going to waste our time by trying to figure it out. We are going to lay it on what we have in existence to build the solution. Now, once you have that, the next step you need to do is how do I model it to my contemporary business? How do I customize it? Do I use exceptional handling for exceptional customizable detailing? Do I try to create a RAG that can help in creating an intermediary in my cycle of development? And that enhance can give where you can create advanced advanced development that can be reversed if there's anything that happened along the line. Then after you have customized it, you now begin to prepare your application, you begin to manage it, look at what's needed, how much you need to pay per month, what are the responsible AI you need to put it, content filtering, protection that is laid on Microsoft infrastructure, and all this build the model. So as I mentioned here, we must first of all know the model. We know what we want, but what model can I use? Brings us to what Microsoft integrates into Visual Code called AI Toolkit extension. Easy, just go online, you download it, and you install it on your Visual Code, and you can see it has various extensions that you can look and compare, just like you have on Azure Foundry. And we also have the GitHub Copilot, which now comes with different mode. One of the mode is an agent mode, which strictly is transformative to ensure that your product lines with the agent. And each of the minutes is to develop you to certain criteria. You can see here recommendation that it will give you pertaining to the product and how you need to go about the whole solution. So let's look at the first demo, which tells us compare very short video before we go to live. You open the chat, you expand it, then you can easily prompt it. Okay. Now, that looking at that from model concept, you can see that the new AI kit gives you lost you guys there. So I don't know what happened. I was thrown out, but I'm back now. Okay. So sorry for that. I think the stream also. I've said we have been having the stream for some time, and mentioned that you can see from the comparison that they gives you an advantage to be able to weigh your option, especially when it's to design. Design mechanism is more intuitive now with AI. It gives advantage to be able to know model is essential for what your desire is, and that's a very good one that is coming, and that show and move ahead to develop a product without limitation. Now, when you get point here, there's a lot of things that comes to mind. How do I get these on things I need to do? And with AI kits, there's a lot of things that have been embedded into the solution, especially when it comes to the usage. And we're going to quickly look at it. Uh, the solution has given us the uh, the different options, especially when it come to creating agent is through a solution within the AI toolkit called Agent Builder. Now, Agent Builder, founded before Copilot, almost comes in. The basic information is required. You must give your agent the instruction, especially to be able to tell you what you want to go about it. It states the right information that you need to put and on how you go about it. Then stream side, it gives you also the ability out, and the testing is really in two form. Now, if you want real-time display of your agent by prompting your agent and creating it and ensuring that your agent can even speak to your MCP server, you can evaluate that by prompting and ensuring that it's giving you those required or you might likely want. Now, apart from that, you can also evaluate it. Now, on evaluation, it gives you a picture of the way your AI solution is and what your solution is actually doing. So let's move further. Still, okay. Okay. So creation of the okay, it's my yes, my system is back. Some processes are just okay. So let's just go into the demo because I don't know. Let's see. I'll launch my Visual Studio so that we can display this and we can see what I mean by the MCP and also uh, model. So this is my and I've launched it. And before there are certain things you need to do in order to prep your Visual Studio to be ready for what you want. One of them is to ensure that your uh, the installation of the AI toolkits. Now, how do you go about it? Now, under the resources, there is a search bar there where you take your time to do anything you want to do. The source control, we are not taking that. Then we are going straight to our extension. Now, under the extension, search for what you want, for what I did to start for AI toolkit. So once you search for AI toolkit, it takes you to the AI toolkit. It gives you the description of the toolkit and several other solutions that, but we are looking for the AI toolkit which is already installed, and it should confirm here that this is installed. We don't need to go through it. This is AI toolkit for Visual Studio, and this is the version 30.0, and you can see it's already installed. That's why you can see the icon here. And under the AI toolkit, there's a lot of things that you can do. Now, let's start with the concept. We got the concept of Bruno. Then, after getting the concept of Bruno, we need to look at our co-pilot. So on the other side here, I have my co-pilot, which I open in the other browser. Now, my co-pilot, I need to ask my co-pilot on certain things, especially in what I want to create. Then what I need to do is to prompt the co-pilot, just as you saw in that demo. And what is the question here? The question here is that I have a picture of my room, and I need to have some changes, and I want AI through my MCP to talk to my NCP server, or probably my online shopper, or whatever the data is, to create a way by which you can tell me what to do. Then once I ask the question, what AI does is that it gives me um, um the answer in way by which it can give me a way by which I can design it, what is design, and I am going to go out. So I'll ask the question. Uh, said there is a home improvement, just an angle for me, and he wants to find what I can do. He stated the obvious that what I can do is to have an MCP agent that can sit and chase product for me, irrespective, and that can essentially tell me what I need to do. For example, what support I need to do, how do I want to undo the wall and the painting. Then there are several choices it gave me. You can see it gives me from the cloud 5, GPT 4 point, so GPT 4.12, and some other opens. Then it can what I need to do in terms of price is more important in terms of performance. And you notice I'm not doing the same thing you saw in that. I'm using Clado. The one used in that demo is the latest, which is the one of the best. So but what I'm doing, each of these model, when you pilot the co-pilot, it will give you like a way by which you can see through that, and is can guide you in whatever you want to develop. So after that, the next thing we need to do now, we need to also compare. Now, in comparison, if I go to my kit, I can go to my model log, which will give me explicit close this. Now it gives me thing I need to know. So let me just increase my Visual Studio to be large. Yeah. So you can see for my model, I can easily compare everything I want. Although the agent has given me like what I need to do, and I can do that by going to the catalog, each of the catalog in terms of the one, and you can also the same thing you can experience Android, where you have different filter in terms of the custom made publishers of those models you want, and also type you want. Each of them are loaded, and you can search for it, like what we saw in the what we saw in the by the GitHub Copilot. He mentioned GPT 4.1, and we can easily see when you search it. all the 4.1 in terms of the one you want, and you can see several GPT that is there. We also mention 3.5, mention turbo, 4.0 turbo. You can see this feature can be deployed, and once you deploy it, it's registered on your environment, and you can add it for comparison. So you can see, then we can also add this model. This is the GPT. Let's add the 4.1, add the Nano. So we're adding three different look at. So we have the three models that we can, from what the co-pilots give us, we can actually look at those three models and try to. So once we have that sorted out, we can go to the playground. Now, this is where we can compare or we can create. And once it loads, it shows all. You can even see all the model here by the your immediate right hand side. It's still loading. As you now, you can see all the added GPT, the Nino, the 4.20, and I can compare it. Now, the new kit help me to look at each of them, and I can easily, this is 4.1, and I want to compare two major ones, just as you saw in that demo, and I also want to compare the Nino. So I compare the Nino. So I have the two model which the system has generated to the co-pilot to tell me that. So what do I want to do? I have a picture, but not on the like the other picture. The picture I have here is a picture of also a design, but this time around of an African setting, home. So I have a picture of room which I'm going to compare. Where are you? I got it's not showing picture. What? I'll get the picture now. I'll call it Africa. Is it Africa on it? Let me search for it. Where did you go? Never mind. I can quickly get that up. So I'm looking at our time. Oh, for the day. So, okay, I've seen it here. So I'm going to move it to this. Let me cancel it and try to move it and drop it. Okay. Okay, I've dropped it. And this is the picture. Let me see what I can see it again. again and bring it to the studio. That's it here. So this is the picture. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my. It's acting weird. So let me try to do it out again. Maybe I just close the Visual Studio and launch it again. Let me close the Visual Studio. Oh my God. God. It's not responding. Let me just shut Visual Studio and just bring it back on. Okay. It's it's getting weird. So, okay. Let's try it again. Okay. Let me close here. Okay. This is the playground, and we have added. Let's go to playground now. Okay. We have added those two areas still loading. So let's compare again. Right. Compare Mini and Nine. Then those two. Okay. So it's loading. Okay. So let okay. Great is loading now. Let's try picture now. So you can living room in Africa, then we install it. Then the question we want to ask is we are creating uh, we are asking it to describe in terms of this African setting and what can I do in order to make that change on it. So when I copy it, I paste that prompt. You must be very uh, you must know what you want. So this is not it. So I need to describe what's an image and the color in the object I want. That's what I want to achieve. So I plug it in. Then immediately I click on it. The advantage with the AI toolkit that it can give me that comparison between the two. Which one is faster? You can see the mini is faster. Then how robust is each of them, just as you can see in that demo we watch. Um, Now this show me that the mini is faster, and what I want, probably what I want from this solution is ability to be very fast in delivering those information I want. So I need to go to the next stage. Now I have identified the model I want to use. I've compared it from what AI have done. Then I need to create what we call my agent. I want to create my agent. And to create your agent, you have to go to Agent Builder. So let's quickly go to the Agent Builder. Now, by the extreme left, you see under Agent and Workflow 2, you see Agent Builder. Then this is the point at which you want to create the agent. So you have to give the agent your name, the name you want. Sorry for the slowness of the system. So let's give a name. I call it Bala. From that product you saw from Bala is the name of the um, product the AI solution wants. Then the model we want, from what we have compared, we notice the mini is faster. So I prefer agility to just at this point I need to give the AI instruction. Now instruction in what you want that agent to do. You want to solve Bruno problem, which is related to making choice of what upholstery you can do, how can you fix the wall, what color you can use. So you need an agent that can be thoughtful. So I need to build an agent. And for me as an African, another major thing that I look at is the adoption of this. Because in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we have over um, over 100 dialects that that span across the north, the west, and the east of Nigeria. And we should be able to also put in mind that language can that are not predominantly English can be used for this solution. So in this my instruction, I'm going to tell my agent to be able to look out for things like Yoruba language, which I'm used to. So I'll give the agent an instruction now, and I have it on my notepad. I'll just copy and paste it there because of time. We have really run short of time. Then I put what I want, and I ensure that my curiosity does not stop in just at is in the catalog, um, but also in ability to be able to correspond to other dictates in terms of language is required in terms of adoption and how people can easily use this easily in Africa. So I packed all together as my instruction. Um, in order to look at the cause there, then ensure that if there is another information that needs to be added, it should be easily added. So I save my um, local repo on my system. Once I save it, it's automatically changed from new agent to the agent name. So let me call it Gala, the second version of this. So immediately it is saved. So now let's now begin to test it. Now, one is an agent that will help me to engage with customer, agent that gather in model to answer a special recommendation of things that are extremely detailed to my own tastes. Then I'm also going to provide the best available angle to it in terms of searching those. So having that in mind, I was just greeting because I said my agent should be able to engage with the customer in natural conversation. Let me ask hello. Let me start with hello. Now, I see my agent now. It should be able to converse with me that you remember I said I'm in Nigeria, some local language, and I've told him that if you want local language, let me try something like Sonu. And let's see whether that counts, and also make reference to Sonu Yaya Tamaka. Sorry, my outside is bad, and he'll be able to give me that. Let me now go to the one I'm used to, which is Yoruba. I'll give it. I'll ask the same question. Yoruba. Bawoni. If you are used to Lagos, that's the way we greet here in Africa. Now, my agent will also be able to tell me in Yoruba the same thing is telling you. I can assist you with DVI project today. Are you working on something specific on your app? Yes, I'm working on something specific on your app. So I'm going to show you my living room. I'm going to show you the living room, and I'll raise the same question I raised earlier with him. Tell him the image will be created. Then I'll put the same question there. So the question is, this is the photo of my living room. Here is a photo of the living room. How I lay it out in terms of color combination, setting, and the rest. So I'll see this question that I asked, and it look at the photo. Then what it's trying to do now is to give me what do in terms of the eggshell, where can I put it, the lawns on the wall, how do I ensure that they are properly provisioned. Now, I can also rewrite this whole thing in Yoruba now, strictly Yoruba. And I has it in my... Sorry, this is English. Sorry. Sorry, I need to get it converted. Type it. I put it somewhere. Come in. Where are you, Yoruba? Let me just get it out now. I know I type it somewhere. Come on. Convert to Yoruba. So the same thing, ibiti photo mi wa, just in Yoruba. I want to have it, and I want the guy to give me. I did. I made it more adaptable to my culture. On with my. Okay. Okay. Maybe I should use Hausa. Uh, Let me use Hausa. Hausa too. So anything that is local to Nigeria, you should be able to give me. So it's looking at Hausa and is trying to an interpretation to that, but I'm still going to get the right. I know I have it somewhere here. I can translate that. Okay, I have it now. I've used AI for that. When I cannot come up with where I put that, and then telling the agent the the picture. Sorry, let me put the picture. Put the and it can be clear. Living room. Then I put information. So he looks at the picture. You see the eggshell there, and he was able to tell me. You can see some words that cannot, like what is semi-glass in Yoruba. I didn't know it, so he could not convert that, but he was able to respond that. My dad. The reason is because when it, especially when you are trying to develop solutions within your environment, look at the contents of the environment and English, or you don't understand English, you'll be able to build your solution around our culture that you find yourself, and people can use that application to solve their problem. They want to change their upholstery at home. They want to make sure that certain things are properly. So the AI solution will be able to fix that. And that's one advantage we have with program. Now, the other thing we need to do now after that is to carry out the next stage, which is ensuring that this agent you have created, which is a prototype, is now moved to what we call a tool. That means you are migrating it. At this point, you want to connect it to a database. Now, that database will now be able to fish out what was to create a Shopify, this product, then map it with my visual code, create an access access key, and net several products in that Shopify, so that I can now use in various language to be able to what and what that product is once I ask the same question I ask here, what the application will is to go into the database, go into the APC MSAP, and look at my software online and give me one after the other and provision to make it work. Now, the essence of this, why, because of our time, I'm trying to conclude now, is that we are able to also go to evaluation. Whatever is happening, I can also evaluate it because it's very, very necessary before you deploy it. Then afterward, you can deploy the solution. So what have I done here? So I'm bringing back the PowerPoint so that we can go back to the, I'll bring back the PowerPoint shortly. Just bear with me. Because of our time, I use the demo on the PowerPoint to explain the other things we need to do. So I'm loading the PowerPoint. Still loading. The system is acting weird. I apologize. Yes. PowerPoint is taking a lot of to come up. Question, you can just send it. Okay, studio is back. So I'll just up and down. Okay. On the video too. Okay, it's coming up. I apologize for the break. So what you are doing now is to evaluate the model after you by asking several questions. Your territory to MCP. So that database, you can sit with it and bring in different roles in terms of what the question is asking. deploy it to Azure, which moved from just a prototype on us to something saw in the beginning. And because of our time, we have shoot a lot of time, almost 15 minutes out time. We want to apologize for all the inch we got through the ground out and the application on the system not working properly. These are things that we plan properly, but so we're going to call it a day. And next time when we meet, we'll send the evaluation through the email on Meetup if we're able to evaluate. At least for those that stay with us, you evaluate the program and give us your feedback. And we'll see you next time at another agent. God bless.